the Think Marketing Show, the #1 podcast for growing and scaling your business with online video. I'm Heather Torres.
And I'm Sean Cannell, and we're from Think Media. And if this is your first time listening, welcome.
This show is dedicated to helping you learn how to get your content noticed and the latest money-making strategies working right now online. So whether you want to grow your YouTube channel or maximize online video across social media, this is for you. So today we're talking about how to stay consistent on YouTube. This is something I struggle with, Sean.
Yeah.
And like, to be completely honest, it's because I use the excuse of time. That's my big excuse. And so I want you to bust through my excuse today and give us 4 reasons or 4 ways to stay consistent on YouTube. First of all, why does consistency matter?
Yeah, so consistency on YouTube is tough, but consistency in anything that's a challenge is tough. Mm-hmm. And why does it matter? Well, consistency is what's required for credibility. Consistency is what's required for building trust. Consistency helps you build momentum. And when you aren't consistent, you lack those essential ingredients of success. Like a business that doesn't have trust or momentum or credibility is not going to be a successful business. And we want to oftentimes have the rewards of a successful YouTube channel without doing the work that it takes to get there. And so being consistent starts a little bit with counting the cost and also, though, considering the reward. Like the reward of consistency is amazing. When I think about right now on Think Media that we get around 2,000 views every hour on our content, that's because I was consistent for years as a solo creator making videos. And then now as we've built up a team and scaling our company, we're even more consistent. We're in the middle of a 3-day, 10-hour a day batch shoot day, which we're already kind of getting into tips to get as much content as possible so that we can stay consistent for months to come in other areas of our business. And so consistency matters. And tip number 1 is actually, you just have to decide to actually make YouTube a priority. Focus on the reward and think, what would it be worth to you to have 2,000 views every hour? It doesn't have to be that many. We were talking with Omar and the Think Media team, who helps a local business that is a lash company that is crushing it. And they were getting, as they were starting their YouTube channel, they were getting 50 views an hour, then 500 views an hour or every couple of days, 4,000 views every couple of days for their local business that has a couple lash stores. Not only were they doing lashes, but they're also selling lash products online. And then they also are doing workshops to train up lash artists. Their podcast is building momentum. We have a whole thing from Grow with Video this last year on video podcasting, and that's one of the things he helps them with. They had to decide to make YouTube a priority. It takes energy. It takes time. It takes them blocking some time on their calendar. But it's really, the question is not an issue of whether you have time or not. We all make time for the things that we prioritize, that actually matter to us. And so the last thing I would say is that it's a mindset shift from dabbling to dominating. I think that a lot of us, when it comes to YouTube, we just are dipping our toes in the water a little bit. We're like, oh, okay, let me just kind of drop a video, see how it does, then focus on some other things. Okay, let me do some. We actually haven't made the commitment, the decision to really say, come hell or high water, I'm getting a video out a week. I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm gonna figure out the block time on my calendar. I'm gonna figure out shooting a lot of videos all at once. I'm gonna dip into my resources. I'm gonna spend money on staying consistent, whether that's hiring a babysitter, or whether that's hiring a videographer to help you, or whether that's paying for something else, renting an Airbnb for a weekend to shoot a bunch, like by actually just making the decision. And what's amazing about the human spirit, what's amazing about what we are capable of, everybody watching and listening to this, is that when we do make a resolute decision, we will find a way. That's why the phrase is, where there is a will, there is a way. You got to will it. You got to decide and you got to commit.
Whew, I'm already feeling convicted. I'm ready. I'm ready to dominate. All right. So number 2 is, like you said, dedicate resources. Man, this is a struggle sometimes. We hear this a lot in our community. We have business owners who are making 6-7 figures and trying to do video on their own. So tell us about how to stay consistent by dedicating resources to YouTube.
Yeah, I think that one of the blocks, there's two sides of this. You know, some people that watch Think Marketing are in that side hustle season. And so their biggest resource they have is time. So they're trying to do it all. They are cook, bottle washer, janitor, they're doing it all. And then on the flip side, though, there are those, and it was crazy. We had a bunch of people come to Vegas recently to our mastermind that are doing multiple six figures a year, high 6-7 figures a year, and they're trying to learn video editing. Mm-hmm. And it's like they've got a core competency. They are terrible video editors. They've never done it in their life. And they're trying to add a new skill set. If you need to do that, then you got to do that. But you start thinking, well, what if you just dedicate some of your money and so that you can buy back time? It makes me think, we've mentioned him a couple times on the Think Marketing show, but Roger, the expert plumber, he has got a 7-figure plumbing business. He made a commitment to dominate YouTube, a commitment to fire his marketing company and shift his dollars towards modern marketing. YouTube is free in the way he's using it. But what he did was he hired basically a full-time person to help him focus on shooting that content and editing that content. The resources could be anything. You need to dedicate some time. You need to block time on your schedule. When Omar is working with the lash company that he helps, they still have to, in their busy schedule, block the time to sit down, record video podcast episodes with him, invest in preparing that content. It's not just the money, it's the time, the energy, the mental resources, but the payoff is invaluable, but they got to dedicate that time. You got to dedicate the resources. You got to dedicate the energy. My wife was talking to a young entrepreneur couple, and she was actually just kind of talking about our side hustle season. Like, how do you do it? Like, what do you do when sometimes you don't get to see Sean every single night of the week or whatever? And she's like, well, I do get to see him. Like, he works from home, and even he would come home every night. But because we had a dream for our future, like he had to put in work after his day job, he would come home and work on his dream job. She's like, how are you okay with that? Because we had a vision for our future, because we were willing to sacrifice in this season, because we said, this is going to take some of our resources. That's time. This is going to take some of our relationship time. And when it's come to our marriage, even those seasons, you can still go on a date night people got so much more time than they realize they have. You can still go on a date night, still take like Sunday off, take some time off on the weekends. You don't have to watch 6 hours of TV when you get home. And some people are like, why don't I even watch TV? You don't have to play 4 hours of Fortnite and then watch YouTube for 2 hours and then complain to your sister for another 2 hours. You get to choose what you're doing. You can put some of those blocks of time into creating content for YouTube. So whatever is your resources, you got to get the time on the calendar. You got to figure out the money. And it comes back to knowing that the payoff is there when you invest in something wise for growing your business like YouTube. There is a return, but not if you don't put that investment in.
In celebration of the launch of this brand new podcast, we're giving away 2 tickets to our annual conference, Grow with Video Live, a $1,500 value.
All you have to do to enter is make sure you subscribe, leave us a review on Apple Podcast, and then take a screenshot of your review and go to thinkmarketingshow.com for the rest of the details.
Yeah, so tip number 3 is really putting in that work. So talk about that.
Yeah, so then you got to dive in and start.
Yeah.
And, when it comes to staying consistent, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And so I think for some, sometimes we're not inconsistent because it's not that we don't believe in it. And it's not even that we're unwilling to spend our time or our money. It's actually that we're still kind of stuck in hesitation mode, in analysis paralysis, in overthinking it. We're kind of stuck in our own heads. And so you got to just punch fear in the face and start posting videos. Like we've often said, your first videos are going to be your worst videos. And I think that's where we get held back as influencers, as leaders, as business owners, because we're like, man, I know, like I watch this person who's been doing it for years and I'm not going to be that good. Well, of course you aren't. Like nobody who starts anything is great when they start. You have to be willing to suck at the start. You have to be willing to be imperfect and practice in public. And I really feel like creating content on YouTube is kind of like going to the gym. Same thing. The decision, number one, to get in shape is something that you have to make, and not just like, oh, it's a New Year's resolution, and by the second week, we've all done that, and then there's no results a month later. You actually decide, no matter what, I'm gonna do this. And then you're gonna dedicate resources. I'm buying the gym membership. I'm actually going to put time to work out 3 days a week. But the next step is to actually show up to the gym and start lifting something heavier than what you've normally been carrying around. Problem is, when you first walk in, it's the worst experience ever. Clearly, I have not actually been to the gym very often. I do run a lot, but that's why things are scrawny and I'm not like actually lifting anything, therefore. But when I have been to the gym, there was one time 2 years ago, Fitness 19, a few blocks away from here in Vegas, and I had this $low membership. By the way, you kind of get what you invest. It was like a $19 a month membership. That's why I stopped going back, and I didn't even cancel it. I was like, oh, just $19, whatever. But when I walked in there, I was like, shoot, I don't got any of the cool swaggy workout clothes. I'm kind of flabby. I'm out of shape. If I even try to lift this weight, my arms are going to, and I don't know the form right on these machines. It sucks. You're not strong yet. You don't have the momentum yet. You don't have the confidence yet. You don't have the form yet. The same is true for YouTube. You got to just dive in and start. And everybody who either has put in the work for physical fitness or hasn't still understands that that's the way the process works. That if you keep showing up a couple times a week, 3 months later, 6 months later, 9 months later, now I think about in running, I was like, I could barely run around the block. Now I'm like all custom shoes and like I just finished a half marathon after like doing a 2-day seminar and it's just kind of become part of my life because I've grown into it. You got to just start and you will get stronger as you go. It could seem overwhelming and heavy right now. You'll get stronger. So just start.
That is so invaluable. That lesson for me has been the catalyst to be able to start creating content on the platform because it allowed me to understand that it's okay to start messy. That's one of the messages that we say over at Think Media and at Growth Video Live. That is so important to just know that it's okay to start messy. And I love how you said you got to be okay to suck at the start. I mean, we're just starting this Think Marketing. We had a plan, but this is going to progress. This is going to grow. And we came to the agreement that it was okay to just start, to just get some momentum, to just get it going. And so I love that tip. And so tip number 4 is, I know one of your passions, which is to never stop learning.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you want to stay consistent, what worked yesterday just won't work today. It's like true for you're a parent. And you've probably learned that, man, we've at certain seasons, we've had some rhythm with the kids. Things have been going well, but then something will change.
Always, every year.
And hey, that used to work. Why is that not working anymore? Because what worked yesterday won't necessarily work today. And so we always have to be learning and leveling up. We realize that lifelong leaders are lifelong learners. And so what I mean is, it's not just accepting that the way we got content done this year is going to work next year. At Think Media, at our company here, we need to always be evolving. So we're trying to learn faster ways of speeding up. This is a company culture thing, by the way. So Omar on the Think Media team is like a ninja at this, where we used to think that, okay, the way we would capture footage and edit the footage and upload the footage, that had to take a day or that had to take a couple days. Well, now he's doing things where it takes minutes. Like he's compressing like minutes or he's compressing weeks into moments. It's like super crazy, but it's because he continues to learning a new way to do it, a faster way to do it. That's why we also invest in gear, learning or how to use the gear better, because we're always learning. You never want to stop learning. I just mentioned the running analogy. Running for me has become a habit, and I can run and go further faster than when I started because I do it every week, but I invest in getting better. The momentum I'm creating is because now I watch YouTube videos on how to run, and I'm figuring out things about how my feet work or whatever. And then I'm getting stronger, but I'm also studying. I'm watching documentaries on it and reading books. I just ordered a book on how to run further, faster, and all these different things. Because I keep learning. That's what we have to do to stay consistent on YouTube. Learn how to be faster in optimizing our videos. We use tools like vidIQ, helps us optimize the videos faster. Learn how to use Studio Beta. That's what a lot of our programs are about, because we understand how little time we have and how much we have to juggle as business owners. So it's just a matter of resourcing. So the way you do it today, you're maybe doing it a little bit slower. That's why some people can pack in more working out in an hour. I'm the type of guy, we're on this like workout analogy, that I go to the gym, it's like do a few bicep curls, check my phone for 10 minutes, like do a few more. And then you see somebody who's doing like circuit training. They just got like a weeks of working out compared to what you did in 40 minutes done while you were there. It's the same hour that each person had, but because that person has built that muscle, developed that habit, and continued to level up their form, their breathing, their coaching, taking their game to another level, that's how you stay consistent and go further faster on YouTube, by never stopping learning.
That is so good. And if you are ready to dive in, if you're ready to go deeper in your knowledge and you want to be consistent on YouTube, I encourage you to check out our video marketing conference that we have every year here in Las Vegas. You can go to growwithvideolive.com. Sean, give us just a snapshot of what's going to be happening this year at Grow with Video Live.
Yeah, this year at Grow with Video Live, it's 2.5 days, middle of the week in Las Vegas. So it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the Sahara, which is a super cool hotel. They just remodeled the entire thing. We've got our conference center locked there, and there's going to be some incredible guest speakers. And it's going to be, we're just excited because there's a lot of great video marketing conferences out there, but nobody that's kind of coming at it with the approach that we have. And that is, we want to bring you the latest and best strategies. But here's a big key. We want to avoid overwhelm. A lot of the things we noticed in some conferences is that they've got 30 speakers, 45 speakers, 65 speakers. And you can come away with like, wow, I learned a lot, but what am I supposed to do next? And so we curate the entire schedule because we are so passionate about complexity is the enemy of execution. Like when you're just overwhelmed and you have too much information, you end up doing nothing. That you get the right information, the best information from proven experts, but not just the information, also the mindset. And I think that's something that we just care about so much here at Think Media. And that is that, we've learned from studying psychology that actually success is about 20%, the tactics, the strategies, the how-to, the map. And that's an important 20%. We have so much content and energy we devote to that. But honestly, success is about 80% the actual mindset of taking action. And isn't that true? It's not so much that we don't know what we need to do. It's punching fear in the face and doing it. It's actually taking our game to another level by taking our thinking to another level and overcoming some of those blocks in getting confident to be on camera, getting confident to lead at a bigger level and build a team and build momentum and really lean into these platforms and take some risks and put yourself out there and deal with the haters. So our speakers are mixed for that so that you have a balance of the latest and best strategies, as well as the mindset and actual experts that can help us take our game to another level in every area. And that's probably the final thing as well, that we just kind of have a holistic approach because that's our DNA, that it's not just what are the best YouTube tips. There's conferences for like just YouTube tips. It's what is the bigger picture and how do you actually scale a high impact, purpose-driven business leveraging digital marketing and social media and these modern tools. And so Grow with Video, I think the biggest thing, if you go to growwithvideolive.com, you get to see some of the past videos and kind of get a feel for how our conference is different than anybody else in the industry. And I speak at about 25 conferences this past year, and I love them all. And getting to go to those different ones, it kind of gave me a point of view of how we could create something different that is not just getting people the right information, but also activating leaders to take massive action and go get results. And that's what we've seen from so many in our community that attend Grow with Video Live.
Grow with Video is one of the most incredible conferences if you're going to do anything moving forward in the 21st century. In order to reach people, you need to be utilizing video and social media platforms.
It was groundbreaking for me, and it helped me to realize that I'm not alone.
I like the practical because I want to know what are my next steps and how is it that we're going to reach the community and the audience that we're trying to build. And you get that here in every single session.
Your mind is going to be blown. I guarantee it.
Tickets for Grow with Video Live 2020 are on sale now. Go to growwithvideolive.com for all the details and to claim yours. Thanks for checking out this episode. We hope you got a ton of value. And if you haven't already, subscribe here to the Think Marketing Show wherever you're watching or listening.
And hey, it would mean the world to us if you would rate and review this show on Apple Podcast.
As we grow this movement of purpose-driven content creators, we encourage you to share it with a friend. And we'll see you in the next episode.